let's go to an area now in northern Israel where I have been, but I have not been there in wartime. Since the October 7 attacks by Hamas in the south, Hezbollah in the north, another Islamic terror group, have clearly become emboldened. This is the north of Israel, the Lebanese border, and right there now is former Victorian Liberal Party President, Sky News contributor, Michael Kroger. Michael, thank you for your time. I know you were in the south yesterday, the south where Penny Wong, of course, won't go. Today you're in the north. What's your impression of the situation so far? Is the IDF managing to hold off what people expect are attacks coming from Hezbollah?
Well, I'm in Peta Credlin, which is right in the north, as you say. That's, by the way, just to give you some context, that's the Mediterranean just over there, Peter, and you'll see a dark mountain range just there. That's Lebanon, and if you can see a zigzag, that's a small part of the horizontal vertical border between Israel, which is here, and Lebanon, which is here. It's about 8k behind me. Beirut's about 100k to that direction. Damascus about 100k to that direction, and the Golan Heights about 50k in that direction. For those that know their Israeli geography, but up here in the north of Israel, since the war started, there's been about 20 rockets a day coming from Hezbollah. From that mountain range that we see behind, that's where Hezbollah are embedded. They've hit a number of towns just in the distance there on both sides of me. Obviously, the Israelis respond as they do and as they can. But the worry about Hezbollah is that, again, they're controlled by Iran, and they are a law unto themselves. They're not part of the government of Lebanon, obviously. They're just a rogue organisation, terrorist group in the southern part here in Lebanon, in breach of one of the UN resolutions, which called for the armed militias to leave Lebanon and have a space between the border and the Litani River, which is 30 or 40 kilometres up north, so the Israelis could leave here. The problem now is the Israelis no longer feel they can live here. They don't feel they're safe. They're back 4K from the border at the minute. There's been mass evacuations here, but there's going to have to be a lot of soul searching up here in the north. For as long as Hezbollah are here, Israelis no longer feel safe in their own country.
Look, just before I lose the connection, I'm keen to get your sense. I know you're meeting with a lot of senior Israeli leaders and others, but what's the mood over there at the moment with them, but also the general population, but in particular with the senior leaders you're meeting with? What's been their reaction to this news that we know now in Australia that Penny Wong will not go down south to the site of the atrocities where other leaders have gone?
Well, Peter, as you know from your time in government, they're very polite and welcoming of the fact that the Australian Foreign Minister is coming to Israel. They're very pleased about that. They're very welcoming of the fact that she's making the visit here. When you scratch the surface, they wonder why she's coming. She's meeting with the families today in Jerusalem, the families of hostages. None of them, by the way, would know that she's not going down south. None of them would know that she's not an ideological friend of Israel. So under the surface, the Israelis are saying, why is she coming? I mean, every leader that's coming, every senior person, every president, Birmingham, Josh Burns, Zoe McKenzie, Boris Johnson, all the leaders that have come here, Joe Biden, etc., have made an effort. Not Biden, of course, he was in Jerusalem, but all of the others have been down, have spent the hours to go down to the Nova Music Festival site, and she's not going. So underneath it all, they're profoundly disappointed, quite frankly, Peter.